What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for another episode of Just the Tips here on JCTV. If you're new here, my name's Jared, and I co-host this channel with Jesse, and we discuss anything from relationships to whatever it is that you guys want to talk about. We get a majority of our content from you down in the comment section below, so if there is something that you need advice on and you want our opinion on it, make sure you leave it down in the comments below so we can consider it for a future video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about why I think you should never give your boyfriend or your girlfriend any of the passwords to your social media accounts, or any of your passwords for that matter. Alright, so jumping into it with the first thing here, there's clearly a trust issue in your relationship for some reason. And instead of giving up your password, you should communicate about why there's a trust issue. Clearly, they want to snoop through your things and keep tabs on you and potentially find a reason to fight with you. And you need to figure out why. Is it because of are they jealous? Why are they jealous? Is it because they have an insecurity? Why are they insecure? How can you make them less insecure about themselves? And if you can't, then don't take on the burden of fixing someone's insecurities and being punished for it. So the big thing here is that you need to evaluate why they want access to your social media, because clearly there is a bigger issue here and they have some sort of trust issue, and that's something that if you can't iron out, then it's gonna basically lead to your relationship failing at some point, because if you don't have trust, you don't have a relationship. So this leads us into number 2, and that is, where does it stop? You might think it's innocent to give in to this type of question where they want your passwords and you say, well, I don't have anything to hide, so I don't care if I give them my password. If anything, I'll give them my password and it'll show that I'm more of a trustworthy person, and it will build more trust in our relationship. The problem with that is you're wrong. So this is a request of somebody that is trying to control you and have access to your life so they can basically monitor more parts of your life. Because it doesn't stop just at your social media passwords. Next thing you know, they're going to say, oh, I have your Facebook password. Why can't I get your passcode to your phone? What are you trying to hide? You'll give me your Facebook, but you don't give me your phone? So obviously you have something to hide in your phone. No? Okay. Then what about your email password? Then your computer password. Does it stop there? Do they want your bank account information? So that way they can log into your bank account and monitor what you're spending your money on, so they can question the things that you're doing with your money. You know, a lot of this stems from a jealousy of some kind, and it's a personality of somebody who really wants to just control you in some way. And a lot of times they try to twist it and say it's because they love you, or they try to turn it on you and say that you're being a shady individual because you won't give me your password. Oh, everybody shares their password in a relationship. Every boyfriend does that now. Why won't you? Are you trying to hide that? That's not accurate. And they want access to all your personal information that makes you unique as an individual, so that way they can keep better tabs on you and try to control you in some way. Just because they asked you one day, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? Doesn't mean they have the rights to you as a person and own you to control you. So that leads us into the third thing, and that would be them crossing the line. There are a lot of times where I have seen people give out their passwords to their social media because they don't have anything to hide and they don't care. But what ends up actually happening is there's a huge jealousy issue with their boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever it is, and they start snooping into conversations, comments, whatever they can get into that is going to give them some type of fuel that makes them upset. And I've actually seen the other person log into their account and start commenting to people as their girlfriend. So I've seen girls give out their passwords to their boyfriends so that they can have access to the account. And then I've seen the boyfriend go in and actually comment to her guy friends and say, oh, you're a creep, leave me alone, da, 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 da. Or they'll start saying things that make your friends question, what are you talking about? Why are you acting this way? And in today's world, social media is such a huge part of your life, and it's a subsidy of you, that anything that you say or do on there it really affects your life. People lose their jobs from certain posts all the time. People make comments on people's posts and have lost their jobs. When you have all your coworkers and the companies that actually look into your social media accounts now, you have to be careful about who you give access to your information like that. Because if your boyfriend says something that they shouldn't say, that could really affect you and you could lose your job over it. And then on top of that, a lot of people on there think that you're the only one who have access to that information. So you could be betraying your friends and things as well, because they could be reading personal conversations that your friends have trusted you with. When they ask you questions, they ask you advice, they want to keep things secret, and maybe they're considering wanting to break up with their boyfriend and they want to ask you advice on it, and your boyfriend is best friends with their boyfriend, and then he gets in there and he sees that, and now he goes and tells his buddy, hey, I was snooping through so-and-so's Facebook page. I saw they had a conversation about you. This is what I read. And then it becomes a violation of your friend's trust. It could ruin friendships. It is a very bad situation that can turn out to be catastrophic if you have an immature boyfriend or girlfriend that takes advantage of having access to all your personal information. Because when they go to post something on your Facebook page, nobody knows it's not you. That's going to be a big problem, and then you're going to pay all the consequences. All right, so that leads us to number 4, and it's what I like to call the Breakup Blast. And what I've seen people do is they have access to the Facebook page, and next thing you know, they break up. So in spite, they turn around and maybe they change your password, lock you out of your account, and now you don't have access to your personal account that they can then pretend to be you in any way that they want. And I have seen guys lock girls out of their accounts, and they started posting things on statuses that made them look like a very inappropriate person. I have seen things go as far as them posting inappropriate things, like pictures that shouldn't be on your private social media account on your walls or things like that, and text conversations where you've said things like maybe you were having some dirty talk in a text message. I've seen those get blasted. I have seen inappropriate photos where maybe you're sending half naked or nude photos where people just go in there and they start posting pictures of you on your own social media page naked and things like that. And it will devastate your life if they do something like that. That is information and things like that that sure they can get in trouble for, but it doesn't change the fact that they basically shit on you as a person to any and everybody that is in your circle in your life, because you again have coworkers, you have family, you have friends, you have tons of people that you know. Almost everybody you know is on your social page. Think about that. If you posted a full nude picture of yourself right now on your Facebook page, how embarrassed would you be of that being up there? You and anybody that you're friends with in your life's going to see it, and now you have no privacy. You have nothing. They literally can strip you of everything by a matter of a second. That's what you're doing when you give up that information and allow them to have access to those things in your life. All right, so we've made it to number 5, and this is probably the biggest one, and that is that you are not property. You are your own person, and they need to understand this. Either they love you or they think that they can own you. And if they loved you, they wouldn't want access to your social media account because they should trust you. You haven't given them any reason for them to doubt your trust. So if they're asking for the password to your social media account, then clearly they think that they own you, or they're trying to. This is a huge tell about them being a controlling person, and this is something that you should take seriously. And it's a time where you should reevaluate your relationship and consider if you should maybe break up, leave the person or not, or if this translates into other aspects of your relationship. Do they try to control you in other different ways? Are they a very controlling person? Are they jealous all the time? This is something that you need to take the time to communicate and set the record straight with them. Let them know that this is not okay. It is not okay to try and control somebody to behave the way that you want them to be. You are your own person. You are unique, and it's what makes you you. If everybody was the same, it would be a very boring ass world. The fact that you are different and have things that make you unique is what makes you so great as a person. So when somebody tries to control you to make you how they want you to be, it's a very unhealthy thing. And this is something that you should take very seriously and definitely consider what is going on around you and how healthy your relationship is. Take a look at the bigger picture and make sure that this is maybe just an innocent request from them and you set them straight and they drop it. But if they keep hounding you and they want that information, it could also be some sort of tell from them that I have seen where let's just say I've seen a girl whose boyfriend was, I want your password, I want your password, I want your password. They wouldn't let up and they became very controlling about it. What ended up happening is they actually became insecure about their girlfriend possibly cheating on them because they were in fact cheating on their girlfriend. So what happens a lot of times is your boyfriend might be doing shady things behind your back and cheating on you, and then that ends up putting thoughts in their head to where they then start doubting you and they want access to your account to make sure you're not doing it to them. It's a very hypocritical situation, and I have actually seen it a lot. It tells you a lot when people act specifically like this in a relationship. Something to take very serious and to look into deeper. All right, so that is going to do it for this video. I hope that has helped anybody that is on the struggle bus trying to decide whether or not you're going to give out your passwords to your boyfriend or your girlfriend. I would love to hear from you guys of what you think about this. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you just have an opinion about it? Or maybe you have some reasons why you think you should give out your password. I'd love to hear from you. I'm sure other people wouldn't mind discussing that down in the comments. If you guys have something that you would like my opinion about, make sure you leave it down in the comments below so that way I can give you my advice and consider it in a future video. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.